Autism TV presents in 3, 2, 1, Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we have the privilege of learning from someone who's experienced a lot of life growing up, and now he's sharing it with kids all across the state and here in St. Clair County recently as part of the Relentless Tour. So we're talking with Anthony Ianni. And Anthony, do you remember that moment? And I don't know how old you would have been, but when you decided, you know what, I'm going to prove everybody wrong that I can be successful and I can be somebody.
It was actually my freshman year of high school when my parents told me about what was said about me from doctors and medical specialists. I mean, they told them that your son's not going to be this, he's not going to be successful, he'll barely graduate high school, won't go to college, won't be an athlete, and he'll be in a group institution when he's done with high school, whenever that is. And when they first told me that my freshman year, I kind of went to sleep that night and I had this mindset of, all right, they doubt me, it's time to prove the world wrong. And I kind of had like a checklist in my mind. I was like, okay, first step is be a college athlete, get a full ride scholarship somewhere. I took care of that. Graduate from high school, check that off. And then the biggest challenge was to graduate from college, because I knew if I did that, my life story was going to be complete. And even after I graduated college, my life is still not complete. There's plenty more things that I still want to do, but it was that story and that time as a freshman that I was like, okay, it's time to roll. Let's do it.
Well, that's pretty good that you had something to drive you and to keep you focused all the way along.
I did, and I think that's part of the reasons why my family told me that story, was because they wanted me to be driven. They wanted me to go out and prove the world wrong, and they wanted me to show that, just because you say things and do things differently than others doesn't mean you can't achieve something.
And I guess that tells us, too, that the role that our parents play with all of our kids really is a critical role for every student, regardless of where they come from.
It is, and I tell people all the time that, my mom still calls me her baby every day. And, that's the title I was born with, I'm always going to cherish. And my father, I call him my coach because he helped me throughout life so much. There were days I could have just, rolled over and died, and he was like, no, you're not going to do that. And he kind of picked me up and helped me along the way. And they were my life coaches. Same with my sister. She taught me how to be a student and an athlete in college, because, if one life takes over the other, you were not going to be successful in college. So without them, I don't think I would have gotten through a lot. And not just them, but my teachers too. My teachers had a big impact on my life. And I tell people all the time, they wanted to be a part of history. They were, and they still are.
We'll be back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.